Right then, welcome back to Van Helsing. Today is going to be not too bad for me, I would have said, but we'll see. Right, now, last time on my last recording, I grabbed hold of 2 life increases on mission 6 and grab hold of 1 sheet that is called Sick Player, as well as grab hold of some ammo on the crossbow that you can always find to grab hold of in mission 6. As well as when you're in mission 6, you're up against 2 different kinds of skulls. Some electric skulls and some fire skulls that can do a good lot of damage to knock your health out. As well as when you get close to the end of mission 6, or when you see me get close to the end, we were coming towards meeting a person. But the only way you'd meet a person is when you had to use the ammo of the crossbow to smash a stone wall, or whatever it what kind of thing it was. I'm pretty sure it's a stone wall. And then you'll be able to meet the person. I think you might have seen the scene that I did show you with Van Helsing having a nice conversation with Frankenstein, as well as Frankenstein was saying, "No, you don't understand. Werewolf's eyes is Dracula's eyes." And what he means by that, it was that Dracula's eyes is the werewolf's eyes, because the werewolf's eyes is Velgen's, because Velgen, don't forget, he was the werewolf, and so he can walk everywhere he wants and then go towards Dracula and let Frankenstein and of course Van Helsing will be. So yeah, so that's what Velgen the werewolf's done. He's gone to Dracula and let him know that Frankenstein and Van Helsing are together, as well as say there's definitely somebody you might want. Oh yeah, who's that? Frankenstein, I know where he is. So I'll let you know where he is, and then you can go and get him. Because Velgen the werewolf is what part of Dracula's team is. So yeah, Dracula's got a team of friends. One is Velgen the werewolf. 3 of his own bitches that is not quite together no more, because one's dead. Guy killed on mission 2, and 2 of them are still alive. So yeah, that was that. And basically, before I ended the video of my last recording, was that one person said before we started the mission 7, which we're on, was that he said, "The Castle Frankenstein, my son, is the site of Dracula's great ambition. A place where he believes he can bring his Brogeny, whatever spells the B, to life, you must breach it and whisper it from his grasp. That's what you said last time. So that's all basically what we're going to have to do. So basically it's meaning that Drac is going to have something stolen from his grasp. So Van Helsing's going to have to nick part of Drac's great ambition. That's the plan. So we'll have to see what we are going to have to show you today. So here we go. So this is mission 7, as well as you've got an area that you can go straight ahead from where I'm standing. If you look closer, there's a step or two. You should be able to see it perfectly. But I'm not going to go too far into that just yet, because as usual, at the top of the screen you'll find a red bar and a blue bar. Now, if you look closely where the light blue bar is, it's got a size that's just a little bit down, but usually that goes up to a nice size, which I will get to very soon, as well as with the red bar. It's supposed to be the same size as the light blue bar, but I'll get to that as soon as I can. Also, when you move forward, and before you do, if I were you, you might want to get the shotgun out, I'd say. Because when you move just a few inches, you'll find a scene and some baby vampires, or bats. I'm pretty sure they're bats. So you've got baby bats popping around. Also, if you know how I've progressed into the game, as well as what I have done in the game, you know what's involved and what has been done lately. But if you haven't, I'll give you some more details about that soon as well, because I've got a couple of bats in the way, as well as trying my best to try and keep something I am aware of. Right, so when you see these green things, you want to pick those up, because they have a time limit before they will start to flash like that, and when they do, you must grab them really quickly, because otherwise they will vanish. Also, now then, if you look closely to the size of the light blue, that if you look on the right hand side with the shotgun and all the other weapons up, and you check the light blue bar, now with that is the size of your ammo that can do a lot of damage. But also with the red bar, when you first time playing the game, the red bar will be the same size as the light blue bar, as well as with the light blue bar, there are 5 black squares to be filled up in blue, as well as, like I said, when you first time start playing the game, you'll have the same size red bar as the light blue bar. So you wonder, how the fuck have you got the red bar much more bigger than the light blue bar? Well, it's because you're going to need to find some life increases in certain missions to do. Because with the red bar, there are 15 black squares in total, as well as when you're in missions and you find one life increaser, it means you're going to have to find another one for one of the black squares to be filled up into a red square, instead of several loads of black squares that you can see halfway towards where all the weapons are. So that's how I've managed to get some of those black squares filled up in red instead of having the size of the light blue bar. Because like I said, with the start of the game, you have the same size of the red bar, just like the light blue bar. As well as with the 5 black squares right beside the blue bar and where all the weapons are, with those 5 black squares, they'll be the same as the red bar. And what I mean by that is that there will be 5 black squares for the red bar to go up, as well as the light blue bar. And what do I mean by that is that you're going to have to buy 5 life increases, as well as buy 5 ammo increases. And the ammo increases are basically for your light blue bar to be a bit more bigger, as well as it will allow you to have more chances of using all the weapons to do a load of fucking damage. So that's what they're for. And the red ones are basically to keep your health as long as you can. Next, underneath the red bar in the middle, where the light blue bar is, there is a green God symbol there with 9,297. Now what these are for you to spend on whatever you want. So it's the same thing for the life increases and the ammo increases for you to spend on, or other things that you might want to buy that might be tempting you. And you wonder, how do we do that? Well, what you have to do is finish the mission first before you can go and buy things. But I'm going to get to some more information about that soon. As well as, when you move over it, you'll find something up there. When I've been doing a couple of jumps, you might see something hiding over there. So you wonder what's up, and you're wondering what's up there. Well, what is there is a life increaser. Now, like I said, when you find one, you're going to need to find another one for one of those black squares to be filled up in red. So let's see if that's my first half or my second half. And I would have said you might want to stick to the shotgun or the electricity weapon you've got. And so yeah, this is my first half of a life increaser. So that will not allow one of the black squares to be filled up in red. So you need to find another one before one of those black squares will be filled up in red. Okay, so there's that. Right, so from where those bats were, they'll be small by these steps somewhere. Also, like I said, you can use the shotgun on the bats if you want it. Also, when you move ahead, you'll alert some more bats. But if you want to alert some more, then you can. And you'll be all good. But still, if you just want to alert one and wait for it to come to you, like I am, and then just kick the shit out of them. I'm pretty sure that could be the end of them. Yep. Especially when you hear that sound. Right, underneath this waterfall, you'll find some barrels and one box. So there's 2 barrels and 1 box. Now over it, you'll find a blue thing, which will be an ammo, REPLENISHER. You wonder what's that? Well, what it's for is allow you to top your light blue bar back up if you have been using the ammo. As well as the ammo with the light blue bar that you can use. You can use it on the crossbow, the shotgun, the pistols, and the saw blade you can use. And the only way you can activate it is push the L1 button once. Because if you push it once by accident and you don't know it's on and you're walking around and you don't check the light blue bar that's going down, or when it does, you want to just push the L1 button again to stop it from doing that. Okay? So, when you pick up one of these, I press the triangle, but you're wondering why is that saying I can't carry any more? Well, the reason why is because there's a certain number of them that you can only carry at once. So if you have only picked up one of those, especially if you haven't got none of those at all, it will go into inventory and it will go into item settings, or just items themselves, with a couple of other things that you might see or you have just checked, because it's got weapons, moves and cheats in there. But for now, I'm not going to go too far into those right now. So yeah, whenever you pick up one of those ammo, REPLENISHER, it will go straight into the most important place, items. But also, you can only carry 3 of those, as well as 3 life REPLENISHER, which allows your red bar to go back up to the size you did have before it gets almost all the way down to be absolutely completely empty. And there's those few, as well as the last one at the bottom, which is speed boost, that can last 20 seconds, as well as allow you to run fast, and allows the weapons to go fast as well. How about that? So yeah, any of those 3 you might want that you haven't got yet, or you just got one of them and you probably want to find out where they are, then just find them, and then you'll be able to use as many of those as when you can, or whenever you want, really. Next of all, when you go over it, you'll find something broken to jump on, and jump on another one, and jump on another one. All you've got to do is just press X and push L3 towards the right direction you want to move. As well as when you move towards it, you'll find a colour underneath the than you can see right at the minute. And when you press the R1, which is the X-key, you're always going to need for your weapons as well. As well as when you see the symbol, it's on about your grapple hook, which you'll find with your swords and the pistols and all the weapons you've got to go a certain colour, like a red or an orangey colour, to say you can use the grapple hook with R1 and triangle with the options of the settings of the control layout that you selected. If you have used it the way I've set it up, then just use R1 and triangle, swing across, and when you do, you'll either fall off, or you can jump off or swing across to somewhere else. Also, if you jump off a certain height, try not to panic too much if you're going to die or not, or lose a bit of health, because that won't help, because that won't happen. So don't worry about that. The only way of getting your health down is your enemies to do the job for you, which is what you don't want them to do. So yeah. So when you go over here for the first time, you'll alert small bats, as well as you can just jump down and get them out of your way. And swing across with R1 and triangle again, and land on top of this platform here again, and jump onto another one over it, as well as jump over it. But also, if you see this little grapple hook colour again, you can swing yourself across over there if you want. I won't do that just yet, because if you go this way, you'll find this thing over here. I will get the other weapons out so you can have a proper look. And what that is, it's an egg. So grab that. And you're wondering, what is that for? Well, it's something that will do you a massive favour. That's all I'm going to say for now. But if you have seen a load of recordings back, you know exactly what I'm on about and what it's supposed to be for. So, next, grab a hook and swing yourself across, or just make fellas and plop on top. And also, you'll find yourself in this area, which is quite cool. Also, when you move ahead, you'll find a scene like this, and found Arson getting his guns out. And yeah, Falcon well fucks off. He's such a terrifying, scaredy cat, isn't he? Right, so you'll find a box and a gravestone or something. You can smash that with a sword. Also, before you go any further, you want to go back just a little bit, not too far. And what you want to do next is to go over it and press X, and you just slide down on somewhere that I had a funny feeling that I would fluff up straight away. I've done this loads of times, and sometimes it works, sometimes it bloody doesn't, as long as you're in the right place. So if you're not in the right place, do the same crap again until you do it. So it could be, oh, jumped off. Oh dear. So you probably need to be in the right spot. as well as just make Van Assen slide down onto it, which is what I'm trying to do. There we go, there it is. Got it. So yeah, over it, you'll find something. And you're wondering, what is that? Well, first, it's a white thing. As well as, you want to push the triangle button to pick it up. And what it is, you found a new thing, which will be involving a cheat. Now you wonder, which cheat is that? As well as, I have always said, whenever I find one, I will let you know which one it is and what it does. There's always one that just doesn't make any sense to me when I've selected it a couple of times. It didn't do nothing, as well as I've read it out. I'm going to read it out again anyway, just to give you a picture of what it exactly bloody means. But I guess it's something to do with a specific thing that you might need to buy before it does be available for you to get the cheat to do what it's supposed to do when it's saying about it. Okay, so speaking of cheats, there are 24 of them in total. Now, one cheat is for a specific thing that you're always going to need to keep, that Van Assen really enjoys, which is his hat. That's his pride and joy. As well as, you're going to need to keep it on in every mission that you do. Because if you don't, you won't be getting the cheat. Which is exactly what's happened to me. On mission 5. So I won't be getting it. But there is another way I can get it, which I'll explain to you in a moment. Because when you're on hard difficulty, you can also get another cheat. So I'm going to do that in a couple more recordings sooner or later, for me to show you what cheat you can get if you do the game on hard difficulty. As well as, I'm going to hope and pray I can keep the hat next time on hard difficulty, but we'll see. I'm hoping and praying it doesn't, because if it does, I'm not going to show you what the cheat is and what one it is. So I'm just putting my fingers crossed and hoping and praying that you can know which one it is. So yeah, there's 2 cheats there for you to know about, but I'm not going to let you know which ones they are. As well as, there are 5 cheats you can grab hold of if you complete 5 different things. I'm not going to let you know about those just yet, because you want to know which one have I picked up. Well, the one when you find your way down in that little gap that I have slid into to get the cheat, and when you do, you'll find this one. Metal Fend is what that is. And what this is, it's to do with your enemies. That's what this one's for. It's for your enemies. And you've probably already figured out what metal is confirming to. But if you don't, it's fine, because I'm going to show you what it does to your enemies. as well as I've said before, that on mission 6 of my last recording, I picked up a cheat, and it was Sick Player. So that's the one I picked up last time, with a couple of other ones I've already picked up previously, and there's a freaking hell of a lot of them. So yeah, so there's that. So you're about to find out what Metal Fen's gonna do. So Metal Friend. So now what you're gonna have to do is go the same way where Felgen bloody went. But where did he go? Exactly. Well, you're about to find out sooner or later. Okay, so let's check what weapons I've got. I've got the shotgun. Yep, you can stick with that. So yeah, now the bats have turned into metal. Also, don't forget, like I said, with your ammo, with the light blue bar, you can use it on the shotgun, the pistols, and the crossbow. When you found the ammo for each one of those two weapons, especially the shotgun and the crossbow, because in the game, when you first ever play the game, you'll have the ammo to go to the pistols and the sword. That's how the ammo starts, as well as with the first size that you're always going to get, just like the size that I have got at the moment that you can see. Also, there's something over there that's flashing. You wonder what's that? We're about to find out soon. Also, like I said, you can use the ammo on the pistols to do a load of fucking damage. Also, Battle 2's dead, but I can't find the green or red stuff. But yep, these god symbols, you can find some red ones, which will allow your health to go back up instead of using the life REPLENISHR. So that'll help you. Okay, so there's that. Also, you got two barrels over here. So now you're wondering, what is this over here then? Well, what it is, it is some whacking sticks. They're not just whacking sticks, they're metal whacking sticks. Just like the figures with their own whacking sticks. So now we've got a set. So now you can use these up against your metal bats if you haven't got the cheat already. So yeah, you can use those for that. How about that? Also, when you go over it, also if these things will not give me any red. Right, also, I think you have seen enough of the cheat for now, don't you think? Because you say you're not supposed to cheat, are you? No, you say you're not supposed to cheat, Van Helsing. So yeah. Also, when you move ahead over it, you'll find some smoking bats this time. So you got your smoking bats, and basically what these are, like they're on fire. And if you walk towards them, they can knock your health down. As well as you just got to be careful, you just don't walk into them, basically. Also, still, when you move ahead, you'll alert some more. Well, this is a normal bat, so they'll be gone So you don't have to worry about that. But still, like I said, you can use the whacking sticks. Metal whacking sticks, shall I say. Right, down here, you can see right there, that is a life, R-E-P-L-E-N-I-S-H-up. As well as, don't forget, I did say that if you haven't got none, you can press the triangle and pick it up. But if you've got 3 of those, you can't carry any more. As well as, if your health is down, quite a massive amount, just like mine is, you can use one of those. But also, another way you can do it is that you could possibly just get Van Helsing dead, and then you'll have it all the way back up anyway. It's up to you. But as I've got 3, I've got my health to go all the way down. Well, not quite all the way down, but it's gone quite a bit, isn't it? So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is use one of those and allow it to go back up. But also, one other thing, when you've got 3 life, R-E-P-L-E-N-I-S-H up, or 3 ammo, R-E-P-L-E-N-I-S-H up, or 3 speed boosts, and you want to use one of those 3, especially if you want a speed boost, and you press X once, you'll get ready to go. As well as, if you're thinking that when you want to use one, as well as you think, that's surely not going to nick another one, it freaking will nick another one off you. So be very careful when you're pushing the X button, especially if you've already selected a life, R-E-P-L-E-N-I-S-H-R, and you know your health's gone all the way back up, and you accidentally push that X again, you're going to waste it. So keep that in mind, okay? So there is no touching that X button thumb. Thank you very much. And so yeah, your health will go back up to the top, just like mine has. As well as, if you've used one like I have, you can go to this corner and press triangle and pretend you never used one in the first place. How about that? So yeah, it'll go in here. There you go. How about that? As well as, I knew there was going to be some of these around. Oh, ugh. That was stupid. Also, like I said, these whacking sticks, they are a new weapon you can grab hold of, as well as you can use them. Also, if you're not happy with the whacking sticks, then push the down D-pad button just once, or the up D-pad button, use one of those 2, or you could just hold the L2 and push the right D-pad button, especially if it's got the selection of different weapons straight away. You can just push the L3 towards the left or right to once to just go straight to the weapons. If it has got the weapon on it, you can just push the up or down D-pad button to switch it. So it's up to you. So I'm going to stick with the swords for now. So it's up to you, just use whichever kind of thing you want. Also, if you're wondering what the thing is underneath the red bar, now what they are finisher slots. Now these things can knock some enemies' health all the way down, but some enemies' health will not go all the way down. So if you want to use one of those on a bat, you can, because it will knock their health all the way down. And the way to do that is just hold the R1 with Axie again, and just push the R2 button just once, and then Van Helsing will throw one of those. As long as they stay still, which can be the problem. Also, I can see there's a bit of a hiccup coming up, or something. I think it's gone now. Right, so what we want to do next is move ahead a couple of inches, like this, and eventually Thanos will move himself, and get the camera to move around so you can see where you've got to end up, which is all the way up there. So yeah, we've got a long way to go yet. Or mission 7 anyway. Okay, so what you want to do is jump over it. Jump over it. And you might want to get the shotgun out. Last words. Some werewolves are coming. So with a shotgun, with these things, if you're standing quite close to them, the shotgun will just make them tumble over on the backside or anything else. Also, when they're just about to come your way, just press X to jump around over the place to avoid them. If there's only one, just try and get close to him and just knock his health down. As well as if your hat's fallen off like this, press the triangle and pick it up, because like I said, if you find it fall off somewhere in a mission, make sure you pick it up, because if you don't, you're not getting something, which is what I have done by accident or something. But still, the only reason why I couldn't find it is because I died on mission 5. So sometimes when you're dying in a mission 5, sometimes you can find it in certain areas. In some areas you can't find them again. So keep that in mind. Also, you want to jump over it and possibly try and jump over towards the bits on the left hand side of that bottom corner there, because there's something over there which is a speed boost over there, but can't be asked to jump around all over to go there. So it is there if you want it. Also, I am thinking I am missing something, and also I've jumped all the way flicking down, but that is fine with me because I can always go back up there. So, oh, freaking missed again. Okay, that's fine. Oh, hang on, I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it. So yeah, my mistake. My mistake. Everybody makes mistakes, don't they? Okay, so what you want to do is jump over it, jump over it, jump over it, jump over it, and go round and around. So a little jump as well to go over it. And then, this is the bit I was thinking of. Okay, so what we want to do, jump over it, walk all the way over here a bit, where you'll find your orangey colour symbol again on the right hand side of the screen there for your grapple hook. And once again, R1 and triangle is required if you've got the control layout like I have. And string across and plop yourself down here. And then what you want to do is jump up on top of it, and on top of it, and on top of it. And of course over here, where you'll find a life increaser. Now, before we go any further, Adam, first things first is that on mission 1, when you've been in a certain area, that I've said about that I've played the game loads of times and I knew where a life increaser was, and few months or few years later I know where it is. I want to go and get it, and then, oi, where the fuck have you took it? Where is it? Why can't I find it over here anymore? There's got to be something to it than that. Or is it a glitch? Obviously it is a glitch. So where the hell has it gone? Which would mean they would have stashed it up here. So if you always had a trouble finding the final life increaser, it will be over here. So make sure you grab that. But also, don't forget, I did say about the remaining black squares that you will find, as well as when you find the second half, your life bar, which will be a red bar, to allow one of the black squares to be available for you to allow your red bar to be bigger. And there you go. If you saw one of the squares that's been pushed further back towards where the weapons are, as well as you might have saw the red bar just push into one of those squares, or just a couple of inches more than anything else. So yeah, there it is. Well, also what you want to do is just jump down from it and then you'll be back over here. How about that? Okay, so now what you want to do is go over it, and then you might want to get the shotgun out again, as well as you find a barrel, and over it you'll find a nice space around it, and yeah, there'll be more of these werewolves around here. Also, what you can do is stand it and just stay it for a bit, because they can't get you unless they jump. Also, if you want to go for a different werewolf like this one that's just got close to me, let go of R1, hold it in again until Van Arsen's aiming at the right one for you to knock their health down, and you'll be all good. Also, like I said, with the green God symbol, I just jump from somewhere and made me do a back roll somehow. But if he wants me to lose a hat, that's fine. See if I give a shit. So yeah. Also, as you may have seen, some health bars are smaller than others. At the bottom screen there for saying that enemy's just about to die. So yeah, if you want to go for a different one that's got more, go ahead. Also, there's a red God symbol there. I'm going to make sure that doesn't go red and flashes. For that to just be like that. So there you go. Right. So you've got two things over here. Well, I've got three, because I want that hat. Just to make it look pretty. Okay, so you've got a yellow flashy thing over there with a skull of some kind, as well as you might have seen this little flashy thing over here, right on the right corner, with some boxes or some barrels over there. Also, if you look on the right hand side corner again, there's a red colour with the shotgun and the saws again. You're wondering what's up there? Well, you need the R1 triangle again to get Valison to pull something, which will be a life REPLENISHER. So if you took a load of damage, like I have done previously, you can find these and top your health bar back up. How about that? Right, also got two barrels over there, and another two just tucked in the corner. But also, there is a door here, but don't push the triangle just yet, because you've got some things to do. Or some tips of things that you might need to know exactly all about. So, right, we'll find some barrels and two boxes and a quarter over by this little flashy thing. You'll find something about that in the moment, because what you want to do is stand over by here for the grapple hook symbol beside your weapons to go red again, or an orange. You need to do R1 and triangle again to pull yourself up on top of a balcony or a edge or something. Now, when you pull yourself up and you freak out like you're thinking you're going to fall off, don't worry, you won't. You'll be fine. Okay, so don't worry about that. All you got to do is push L3 down to the corner a bit, with Van Helsing to just walk around the edges, and then you'll come over here. Also, if you look closely, there is a symbol thing sitting around here. And what I'm going to do is get a weapon out, like this one, to show you. There's a arch thing in the middle with a symbol on it. You should be able to see it. There you go, you should see it. So, usually, you find one of these kind of things and you're wondering, what's behind there? As well as, can you destroy it? If you're thinking that you can't, well, you definitely can. Now you wonder, how do you do that? Well, you can use it with this weapon, or you can use the shotgun and use the ammo to rip it off. But I am not going to use the ammo because I want the light blue bar to be a nice size for later on. You're wondering why? Well, to find out similar. So use the electricity weapon to blow it off, and you'll find a life increaser in there. As well as, like I said, when you find one, you're going to need to find another one. For one of those black squares to be filled up in red. How about that? There you go. Right, so you can just jump down. You won't take no damage, so don't worry about that. As well as this little flashy thing over here. You're wondering, what is that and what's that for? Or what you got to do with it? Well, what you need for that is an egg. That's what those eggs are for. And when you find one, so what you want to do is go into INVENTORY and press the start, of course, before you find all of these things like items, weapons, moves and cheats. And then what you want to do is get to the Easter egg word and make sure that is in white first before you press X to use this item, especially if you don't want to use a life REPLEN ISHR to top your health bar back up, even if you have flicking got it all the way up anyway. So yeah, so that's why you just want to be very careful not touching the X button when it's not on the right one. So yeah, so what this one is for, it's going to unlock that yellow flashy thing, and what it will unlock is challenge 2. Now you're wondering, what is challenge 2? Well, it's a challenge for you to do, and it's going to say defend the ring. So you wonder, what's that? Well, first of all, you want to press the X to unlock it, as well as you'll find yourself in this area that you might recognise, as well as when you move over it a bit more, and if you look closely on the left hand side there's a red colour there, and once again when you move a couple of inches a bit more, the camera will move over there, and it also removes that red colour, which you can now go and do if you want. So there's that challenge unlocked. I'm not going to do that right now, because at the minute there are 5 of them in total, and there is only one that has to be unlocked for me to allow you to know I'm not going to say anything else more than anything else for that just yet, because I've mentioned a couple of details about that on my other recordings back when I was getting close to this mission 7. As well as there are 5 challenges in total. Now, with these 5 challenges, when you complete one, you'll get a cheat. As well as when you complete a challenge, you'll get a cheat. And of course, with the 5 challenges, when you complete one of them, you'll get one of the 5 cheats that I will explain to you which ones you can get hold of, which will be this one, which will be DWERGER skin. Another one will be WRAITH skin. Another one will be ARCHANGEL skin. And also this one that has a challenge that has been completed with this cheat right here, which is GACOYLE skin. As well as the last one will be Fill skin, FELL skin. So when you complete one challenge, you'll get a cheat. But there is a problem. I'll get to that more. But also with all the other 4 cheats that I haven't got from those challenges up, I'm not going to let you know which one you'll get from any of those 4. Not just yet anyway. Because one of them that was in white that I read out before I got to Fill skin, it was from challenge 4, which would be all the way just over here, which was called the maze. So we've done that one, but with the other 4, we haven't done them yet. As well as this one right down it. This one's a right bastard to do. But still, if you ever do complete, if you ever unlock all of them and you think, I'll save these challenges for the time being and try and get them all unlocked, and then come back to it when you said, I've wanted to just get them all unlocked, and then when you've unlocked the final one, which would be this one because it's quite far back in the game, and then you might say, right, let's have a go at 2 of them, and then you say, oh yes, I've completed those 2, perfect. Right, so what's next on the other 3? Let's see, let's go for this one. Oh, can't do that one, that's a pain in the ass. Right, fuck that, I'm not doing that. And go for another one. Oh yeah, completed that. Grab the 3 cheats and then go for one that you said, right, let's have a crack at this one instead. Oh, this is twice as fucking worse, shit. And you're doing it over and over and over and over, and it's like, oh, I can't fucking do it, fuck it. And go straight through that purple thing. And then when you give yourself a day or 2 and you say, right, okay, so I'll continue the game again, see if I can get the other 2 challenges completed. And you say, right, so let's go for this one and try and complete it. Yep, good. And then you go for another one that you haven't done. You say, right, okay, so let's have another crack at this. And you still can't do it. I say, fuck it, give myself a couple more days break. And then you think, right, let's do it. And you complete it. Say, yes, I've completed it. Then you'll find yourself having 5 cheats. But also there's another thing with it. is that you can get a weapon as well. You wonder, how do you do that? Well, what you got to do, like I said, if you've had trouble with 2 of them that you had troubles with, and you've already completed 3 of them, and when you do complete those 2 without going straight through that purple thing, you have to do those 3 all the fucking again to get it. So that is the problem with this thing. You have to do every single fucking one without going straight through that purple thing to get a rifle weapon, which is a pain in the arse, in my opinion. But I have put a recording to show you what it does and what the rifle weapon is. So I'm going to go back into this challenge right here that I'm going to explain to you again, and then possibly do another 1 or 2 chances of completing it. But I've got another idea how I might be able to make a success out of it. So this is challenge 1, which is Nightfall. Now you might remember how this works, but I'm going to give you some more information again anyway. Now if you look closely on the left hand side, there's statues. Also there's a couple more on the right hand side there. Now, as it says Nightfall, it means you're going to have to get the statues destroyed. Every single one. As well as it says, before time runs out. So you wonder, how do you destroy that without the time running out? Well, there's a specific enemy. And why? Is because the weapons can't do it. The weapons can't destroy them. Anyone in which enemy is that we are dealing with? Well, what you're dealing with is the stone flying vampires. That's what they are. But you don't destroy those, because what you're going to have to do is get them to do the fucking job for you. We have 3 minutes. So, yeah. Now, with these stone vampires that flies around, and they might say, nope, I'm not going over it. I want to go over here. And so, yeah, that's the other problem with this one, is that when you want them to fly somewhere where you want them to smash the stone statues, sometimes they say, fuck off, I'm not doing that for you. I'll fly over here. Oh, hang on. I'll just stand over here. So yeah, that's the bug with this thing. But also, I have one other idea to see if I can make a success out of it. So I'm going to probably do it this way, that I have in mind. Okay, so you've got 3 minutes, and these stone vampires will be around the place and fly one way, fly to another. And also, if you've got a load of health like I have, a bit more than you did have, then you might have a better chance, which is why I've left it for a little while for me to try and get stay alive and possibly oi, don't spit at you annoying turd. Also, like I said, you might want to try and just get him to go your direction and possibly just move out the fucking way. Also, there's a couple down here. There's a couple down here as well. This is the reason why I thought maybe I'll try this tactic and go over here instead. So also what you want to do is make sure the camera is poking the right way, as well as just try and freaking jump out the fucking way, because they will fucking knock you out. Also, you'll find some more over here as well. Go on, you numbnuts or dipsticks, because they can be quite stupid at the minute.